Hello, my name is Dr. Tara Melvin, and I am the Director of Partnerships and Education for New Orleans Opera. I am a soprano, a novelist. I have like 6 novels on my computer: vampires, werewolves, but without the glitter, and a science fiction fan. Huge Doctor Who fan. And my family's gonna be so ashamed when they hear that that's on video. I mean, it goes back as far as I remember because my grandmother went to Juilliard. She was born and raised here, graduated from 35, got on a train and sent a telegram from New York, which was a huge deal because her father was the most popular preacher in New Orleans at the time. Like, it's in the Library of Congress. There are articles about like how big his funeral and everything was. But so she didn't finish. They pulled her out of Juilliard, and she came back, and because they wanted her to get married and do all of those things. She told me once, you're given a gift and you know how you're supposed to use it, and other people will have their own ideas. Always be true to yourself, which I have the luxury of doing because I live in a different time period. Because, this would not have been possible back then. Especially the family, if your family does a certain thing, you don't deviate from that. And if you were a girl, especially, you did what they told you to do. Being true to myself that's kind of like our family motto. Don't follow what the crowd says. Your parents do tell you things from their perspective with the knowledge that they have, but sometimes you know better what you should be doing. So when I was 11, Miss Laverne Monette was my first voice teacher at St. Rita. We had it was either for the Christmas program or the spring program that we always did. And we were singing Wind Beneath My Wings. She was walking in front of us and she's like, no, everybody, Tara, show them how it goes. And so I sang it. And so she's like, you get the solo. And I was like, but I didn't want the solo because I was ridiculously shy. And she was like, but I didn't ask you if you wanted it. Because I was painfully shy. I was the kind of child that would like hide behind furniture if a guest came to the house. But it really, and I think that's what my mom was looking for too, helped me out of the shyness. Music introduced me to myself. And I think that's has always been the most important part for me. Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. That's like asking someone to pick their favorite child. Favorite all time is probably The Marriage of Figaro, because I think it's just fun and it's funny. Mozart has written all of these like little musical jokes into it, and each character had like its own music before anybody else did that. So Marriage of Figaro. If we're talking big grand opera, Aida. All day, every day, just for the triumphal march. If I could find the production where they march the elephants across the stage, I would probably like watch it 5 times back to back. It's just so grand and intimate at the same time. That's the thing. Like, how are you that grand and sweeping? I mean, because your backdrop is all of Egypt, and you were talking about the conflict between the Ethiopians and the Egyptians. And then you have all of these beautiful, intimate moments with Radames and Aida. So, well, first I'd like to say that opera has a future, which I know a lot of people are like, opera is dying. I don't think that opera is dying. I think that we have a very limited perception of what opera actually is, because opera is just storytelling. When you're on stage, that's all you're doing. That's what the orchestra is doing. Welcoming people in, inviting them in, having super titles, having a synopsis, having something beforehand that does not make them feel as if they, are not knowledgeable. And so they know what the opera is about. I feel like the whole operatic world in the US would blossom because that's what's missing. I'm like getting excited about reaching out to these different organizations to ask them what we can do for them, ask them how we can help them, how we can be of service to them. Opera as a service to the community is a huge part of why the idea of this job excites me so much. I've lived all over the country. I've been around the world. And New Orleans always draws me back because New Orleans is so family oriented and people oriented. We do best when we're together. We pull together during hurricanes and all of these other things. And I envision that New Orleans Opera can in some way be a part of that. All of these organizations and to all of these people that have been such a fixture in the life of New Orleans, because I want to give New Orleans Opera back to New Orleans. That's what I envision.
Sick. Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.